Hello everyone. In this lesson, let's look at how to work with tables by learning how to create report sections. Double-click on the table to open the editor. Then select the Section drop-down list in the top panel and select the Insert Report Section option. If we need additional cells in the Data section, we can always create them, and additional columns in the Report Template section will appear accordingly. The main tool when working with reports is Quick Selection. I have prepared an electrical circuit in advance, which consists of various blocks with attributes. These elements and their attributes will be taken into account when creating reports. Let's specify in a quick selection that information will be collected about the blocks. Then right-click on the report header and see what data can be output. In the first column, let's display the row numbering. Let's choose the row option and subtract 1 from it, since the first row is occupied by the data header. In the second column, select the Object Name option. In the third column, we will display information about the number of elements using the built-in count command. Next, we will display the hidden attributes, the value and the units of measurement. As a result, we got a large unstructured table. Now, let's structure it. For grouping, use the Group and Merge option. Here we need to apply the rule and to which column it should be applied. Let's pick a rule. Click on the Append rule and select the Merge option and indicate that we will not perform sorting. The names of the elements are repeated in our table, so let's combine them in column B. Now we still need to group the rows by column D. We will indicate that we will group the elements and will not sort them either. Click OK and close the table editor. As you can see, the table has taken on a beautiful and structured look. We can also summarize all the data in the table by creating a report summary. Open the editor. Left-click on the Report Template header and select the Report Footer option. Next, in the Report Summary cell, by right-clicking, we can display information about the maximum, minimum, and other required information. Let's write the word Summary in cell B, and right-click on cell C and select the Sum option. As a result, we got a well-formatted table. nanoCAD with the Construction module provides for the creation of forms when working with tables. As an example, we can create a form that can change the fire hazard class, as well as enable and disable the signature of this table. To do this, we need a 4x4 table. Let's add a header to it. Let's make the preparation by combining the cells of the table. We will enter the necessary information. Repeat these steps as in the video. Note that column D will be hidden. Now, in the File tab, select the Edit Form command. Let's add a checkbox that will enable or disable the table header depending on its position. Let's place it in the Form Creation area. Let's add the label value in the settings. Let's write Fire Label on or off in this field. In the Field Name field, specify the name of the variable checkbox Fire Label. We can also add a picture if necessary. Let's insert a new element, Image. Assign a specific image to this element. For example, the nanoCAD icon. Now let's add another new element, the drop-down list. In the Controls tab, select the Combo Box option. Let's give the variable a name. Let the name be Fire Class. In the Data field, specify the possible classes A, B, C, D, and E. Let's check out how it will work. As we can see, everything works perfectly. We have created and configured our form elements. Now it remains to program them. In cell D1, right-click and select the Expression option. Here we can write a condition to be fulfilled. Let's write if and find the construction we need. It has been adjusted, and now you will need to add conditions to it. First, let's add a condition for the checkbox. Let's start writing its name and see it in the suggested options field. Let's add that if it is equal to 1, then use the setDate function to set the cell value to 2.5. Otherwise, it will be equal to 0. Now let's close our editor. It remains to fill in the bottom line. Let's make it inherit the parameters from the previously created combo box. Write equal, and then fire class. Let's check how the form works. Everything works fine, but let's add a little beauty to our form. That's much better. This concludes our lesson. Thank you for your attention. See you in the next lessons.